Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroh Shri Yutapadakammalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I welcome everyone for this second session on our Govardhan series as a part of our VRAJA KATHAMRITAM Kartik lecture series. So yesterday we had discussed the appearance of Govardhan, the glories of Govardhan, and all the beautiful stories connected to the manifestation of Govardhan in the spiritual world and also in the material world. And yesterday we had also seen how Giriraj Govardhan is the best of all the servants of Lord Hari. Therefore, Srimati Radharani herself praises Giriraj Govardhan as Haridasa Varya, the best of all servants of Lord Hari. So, Giriraj's services to Krishna and the entire Cowherd community are really immense, and that's why Krishna, recognizing the deep service attitude and the quality and quantity of service rendered by Giriraj to Vrindavan devotees, Krishna wanted to worship Govardhan. Krishna wanted all the Vrajavasis to worship Govardhan. And Krishna also wanted to humble another devotee who has become proud. So this whole episode of Govardhana pastime, Govardhana Lila, gives us messages of multiple flavors. There is very intense sweetness in Krishna's reciprocation with all the devotees of Vrindavan in this Govardhan Lila. And also, Krishna purifies the anarthas in another devotee, Indra, who is not as advanced as the Vrajavasis. So, Krishna thus takes care of very advanced devotees and advancing devotees also, or people who are not so advanced also. So now you may say in this Govardhan pastime, Krishna has protected Vrajavasis and punished Indra. But the fact is, Krishna protected Vrajavasis and Krishna protected Indra also. Krishna protected Vrajavasis from the devastating rainfall created by Indra. And Krishna protected Indra from the devastating quality of pride which is within himself. Okay. Vrajavasis were under the shower of Indra's rain, or not downpour of Indra's rain, and Indra was under the shower or downpour of the quality of pride, envy, anger, a sense of superiority complex a conception that I am the proprietor, I am the master, I am the controller. This is called Ishamana syndrome. Ishamana syndrome means to consider oneself as Isha. This is Bhagavatam's language. I'm not speaking anything. So Ishamana word is used in Bhagavatam 10th Canto, 25th chapter. So let us see how Krishna purifies Indra of his pride, and how Krishna glorifies Govardhan for his humility and protects Brajavasis. So in one Leela, Krishna is blessing and reciprocating with the mood of 4 categories of devotees. One, Indra, who is proud. 2, Brajavasis, who are very dear to his heart. 3rd, Govardhan, who is definitely the greatest of all the servants of Lord Hari and his servants. 4th, all of us who are hearing this pastime. Okay, so now let us go through this pastime by reading the shlokas of 10th canto directly as much as possible. Okay, so this Govardhan pastime is described in 10th canto 24th, 25th chapters, and 27th chapter also is kind of continuing this episode. So we'll see whatever we can manage to cover today. So now let's begin with inauguration of Govardhan Puja done by Krishna. So first shloka. So Krishna inspires the Vrajavasis to worship Govardhan. That's the first section that we're going to discuss. First shloka. Kartik, Kamakshi, you want to recite?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Shuka. Yeah, please go ahead.
Shri Shuka Uvacha Bhagavanapi tatraiva Baladevena samyuta Apashyanavasan Gopan Indrayaga Kritodyaman. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hari Hari. So Bhagavan api tatraiva Baladevena samyutaha. So one day Lord Krishna has seen the Vrajavasis headed by Nanda Maharaj making some special arrangements for an elaborate ceremony. They all felt that they all were busy making these arrangements. So Krishna went there along with Baladeva, his dear brother Balaram, and he asked these Vrajavasis, right? Bhagavan api tatraiva Baladevena samyutaha apashyan nivasan gopan. All the gopas were busy making some arrangements. What is that arrangement for? Indra Yaga Kritodyaman, to perform puja of Indra, yajna for Indra. So Tatraiva is very significant here. Now this is 24th chapter. In the 23rd chapter, some special incident has happened. So anyone knows what was the story just before Govardhan Puja story? So Krishna blesses the Brahmana Patnis. So when Krishna, Balaram and all the Gopas were wandering in the forests of Vrindavan, they become a little hungry. All the Gopas become a little hungry. So Krishna would send the Gopas to the Brahmanas who were doing yajnas. So the Gopas went, innocently asked, can you give us some food? Krishna is here, Balaram is here, we are very hungry, please give us some food. Then the Brahmanas completely ignored. They did not say yes, they did not say no. They completely ignored the request of the Gopas. So what did the Gopas do then? They just returned back to Krishna with disappointed faces. So then we see that Krishna had sent these Gopas to their wives. So husbands were materialistic, ritualistic, attached to karmakandic sacrifices, but the wives were pure devotees. Why? Why did the wives of the Brahmanas develop such pure devotion for Krishna? They have heard the pastimes of Krishna from the local villagers. Okay. So by hearing Harikatha, by hearing the pastimes of Krishna from those who love Krishna, we increase our love for Krishna. We increase our attraction towards Krishna, right? So all the Brahmana Patnis just came with several food items in front of Krishna and Balaram and offered them. So that's the village where the Gopas also were making preparations for Indra Yaga, Indra Puja. Okay. So Krishna saw all the Gopas busy making preparations for Indra Yajna. So second shloka. Chinmayi. Tadabhignopi Bhagavan.
Tadabhignopi Bhagavan Sarvatma Sarvadarshanaha Prashraya Vanato Prichad Vridhananda Purogaman. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Tad abhigno api Bhagavan. Abhigna means the Lord is completely aware of everything. So in the first shloka of Bhagavatam itself, we see Abhigna Swarat. The Lord is Swarat, supremely independent. Abhigna, the Lord is aware of everything. Although Krishna is aware, Krishna is completely knowledgeable of what's happening in Vrindavan, what's happening, what are the preparations that the Vrajavasis are making currently, he still asks. Okay. Tad abhignopi Bhagavan Sarvatma, because Krishna is the Atma, super soul, Paramatma of every single living being. Sarva Darshanaha, Darshan means to see something. So Sarva Darshanaha means Krishna can see everything. So generally, when you have some obstacle in front of your eyes, you cannot see something. Someone just blindfolds you, right? Puts a black cloth around your eyes. You can't see what's in front of you. But even if you put some black cloth around Krishna's eyes, Krishna can see what's happening, not only physically, but internally, what is there in the mind. That's why he's Sarva Darshanaha. Okay. So, Bhagavan, he is Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, Sarvatma, the super soul of everyone, Sarva Darshanaha, he can see everything. Abhigna, he is aware of everything, he is omniscient. Still, Prashraya Vanato Aprichad Vridhan Nanda Purogama. He asked all the elderly Gopas of Vrindavan, Aprichad. He inquired from them. So he asked some questions. So what were the questions? Let's see. Yashoda?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Kathyatam me pitah koyam.
Kathyatam me pitah koyam.
Sambhramova upagatah.
Sambhramova upagataha.
Kim phalam kasya voddeshah.
Kim phalam kasya voddesha.
Kena va sadhyate makah.
Kena va sadhyate makah.
Kathyatam me pitah koyam. Oh Pita, my dear father Nanda Maharaj, Kathyatam, you should speak. You must speak the reason for all these arrangements. Sambhramo me upagatah. So he's saying, Krishna is saying to Nanda Maharaj, that my dear father, I am very curious.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
I am very curious, very inquisitive to know the reason for all these preparations. Why are you making these preparations? Elaborate arrangements you have been making. I would like to know the reason. Kim phalam? Phalam means the result or the fruit. Phalam literally means fruit. Here phalam means result. So what result are you aspiring for? So generally when somebody makes a ceremony or does a ritual, performs some yajna, then they expect some result. So what result are you expecting? Kasya voddesha? What is your uddesha? What's your aspiration? Right? Kenava sadhyate makha? What are you planning to achieve by this makha, by this sacrifice? What is the purpose of your ritual? Okay. So Krishna asked so many questions. What is the ritual? Why are you doing this? For whom are you doing this? And how are you doing this? Is it mentioned in some tradition? Is it mentioned in some scriptures? Or you are just following because so many of your ancestors have done it? So sometimes we may do things because we like to do things. Or people who like elders have done something, we are just following blindly. Or it's mentioned in some scriptures. Or we know that if you do this, this is the result I will get. So we may do things for so many reasons. So Krishna is asking, what are the reasons, okay, for your doing? So Nanda Maharaj was silent. Nanda Maharaj did not speak anything. Okay. So is it a ritual or a sacrifice? What is it meant for? What is the purpose? What is the procedure? Is it mentioned in some scriptures? Is it some popular ceremony? So 7-year-old Krishna flooded Nanda Maharaj with so many questions. And Nanda Maharaj remained silent, thinking that this young boy, 7-year-old child, cannot understand the intricate reasons behind this ceremony. So he did not speak anything. And Krishna persisted. He said, "My dear father, you should not perform anything out of blind faith. Secondly, you should not keep any secrets in front of your family members. I'm your son directly. How can you keep things secret in front of me?" So he says like this. Naman Pandey. Gnatva gnatva cha karmani. Are you there? I can't hear you. Okay, Hasani, you can recite.
Yes, Prabhu.
Gnatva gnatva cha karmani.
Jnatva jnatva cha karmani.
Janoyam anutishtati.
Noyam anutishtati.
Vidushaha karma siddhi syad.
Vidushaha karma siddhi syat.
Yatha na vidusho bhavet.
Yata na vidusho bhavet. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you. Gnatva agnatva cha karmani. Gnatva means to understand. You may do an activity with proper understanding of what that activity is. That is gnatva. Agnatva means you do something without understanding why you are doing this. Okay. So you may do so many karmas knowingly or unknowingly. Janoya manutishtati. People do like that. Vidushaha karma siddhi syad yatra na vidusho bhavet. The point is, those who know what they are doing achieve success in their work. Those who are ignorant of what they are doing will not achieve any success. Basically, Krishna is saying that don't become blind followers of some tradition. Understand why you are doing what you are doing. Those who perform an activity in knowledge will attain success. Those who just ignorantly follow will attain failure. So, but in the case of bhakti, even if someone happens to blindly follow the philosophy of bhakti or the principles of bhakti or different activities in bhakti, there is some benefit. No doubt about that. Okay. But in other places, it may not be so always. Anyways, basically Krishna says, don't become blind followers of traditions, right? So people should perform a particular ceremony or an activity only after thoroughly understanding it and discussing it with friends and evaluating whether it is good or bad from multiple perspectives, right? So then only one can do. So Krishna said this. Then 7th shloka. Chinmayi. Tatra tavat kriya yogo.
Tatra tavat kriya yogo bhavatam kim vicharitah athava laukikastan me prichhata sadhu bhanyatam. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hari Hari. So, tatra tavat kriya yogo bhavatam kim vicharitah. So, he said that this ritualistic endeavor that you are trying to do today should be clearly explained to me. Bhavatam kim vicharitah. Why are you doing this? Please, you should explain it to me. Athava laukikastan me. Is this ceremony laukika? Laukika means ordinary custom, ordinary ritual, or pruchataha sadhu bhanyatam. Is it vicharataha? Vicharataha refers to what which is mentioned in the scriptures, right? After due consideration by great sages. So is it scriptural or customary? Okay. So pruchataha sadhu bhanyatam. You should explain it to me. I'm just trying to understand it from you. Is it scriptural or customary? Then Nanda Maharaj finally thought that, okay, this boy will not leave me. If I don't explain to him the reasons, he will not leave me. I must reveal everything to him. So, yes, Kartik, you can.
गंदा से लग रहा है ऐसा कर रहा है हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी
Srinanda Uvacha.
श्रीनंद उवाच पर्जन्यो भगवान् इन्द्रो मेघास्तस्यात्ममूर्तय तेभिर्विंशन्ति भूतानां ऋणानां जीवनं पय.
Great. So, Srinanda Uvacha. Nanda Maharaj is replying to the question of Krishna. Parjanyo Bhagavan Indro. Indra, Bhagavan Indra, is the Lord of rains, clouds. Parjanya means clouds. Meghas tasyamrita tasyatma murtayaha. So all the meghas, clouds, means rain-bearing clouds. Rain-showering clouds are the servants of Indra. Indra only causes the clouds to shower rains on the earthly planet. Okay. And te abhivarshanti bhutanam. Abhivarshanti, all the varshas, all the rains are caused by Indra through the clouds, and thus he sustains the lives of several living entities on this planet. Priyanam jivanam payaha. Because we need water. If we don't get water even for one day, it's very difficult to survive. Have you had the experience of doing Nirjala Ekadashi anytime? Okay. So Nirjal, whole day you do Nirjala Ekadashi, and next day you are flat. So he says that we need rains, we need water, and water is one of the most important and crucial element for the survival of all the living beings on this planet. So because he gives rains, and through rains we get grains and food and water, we must express our gratitude to Indra by offering this Indra Yagna or Indra Puja. So this is the philosophy behind Indra Puja or Indra Yagna. Okay. So Nanda Maharaj very clearly explained it to his child. Then one more shloka. Yashoda?
Yes, Prabhu. Enam vishrujat dharmam param paryagatam naram kama dveshat bhaya lobhat savai napnoti shobhanam. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, enam visruje dharmam. This is our dharma, to worship Indra, to express our gratitude so that he can provide rains. So this is our dharma. Paramparyagatam naraha. This is coming through parampara. Right? Parampara is the previous ancestors. So the ancestors have given us this ceremony to continue. So it's coming from parampara. Kama dveshat bhayat lobhat navai napnoti shobhanam. If we reject this dharma, visrije dharmam, if we do not perform this ritual that is coming to us through parampara, then we will not get any auspiciousness. So what are the reasons for rejecting a ritual? Kama, because of our own distracted desires. Dvesha, because of envy towards Indra, whoever is involved in the worship. Bhayat, out of fear. Lobhat, out of greed. Oh, who will put so many ingredients for this puja? I will not do puja only. So traditionally, the ancestors are teaching their youngsters, the next generations, you should offer worship. And the younger generation would think, we will not worship out of laziness, out of greed. Why to spend so much money? Out of greed or kama, bhaya, lobha or dvesha, if they give up that worship, then there will be an auspiciousness. So this is what our Nanda Maharaj explained to little Krishna, who is just 7 years old. So Krishna is intelligent to understand everything. Then Krishna came up with more arguments. Okay, what are the arguments? 13th shloka. Hasani?
Yes, Prabhu.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Karmana jayate jantuh.
Karmana jayate jatuh.
Karmanaiva praliyate.
Karmanaiva praliyate.
Sukham dukkham bhayam kshemam.
Sukham dukkham bhayam shemam.
Karmanaiva abhipadyate.
Karmanaiva vipadyate. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you. So Krishna is speaking some philosophy, which is called Karma Mimamsa philosophy. We will not go into the details of Karma Mimamsa philosophy. Essentially, Krishna says, stop Indra Puja, worship Govardhan. Okay. So even Vrindavan Vasis also did not completely understand the Karma Mimamsa philosophy of Krishna. So sometimes even when the speaker is completely convinced and totally confident of what he is speaking, audience may not catch it. Okay. And here is Krishna who is speaking some philosophy without any conviction. He himself is not convinced of this philosophy, and he is just speaking something to sideline Indra Puja, to stop Indra Puja. Anyways, let's see what Krishna says. Karmana jayate jantuhu. Jantu refers to the living beings. Jayate means they take birth by karma. So karma is the fruitive baggage, the reactions to our past activities. So because of karma, living beings take birth on this earthly planet in some species. Karmanaiva praliyate. By karma, by their by the result of their fruitive activities only, they will take birth and they will die. They will meet with destruction. Sukham, dukkham, bhayam, kshemam. Sukham, they get happiness. Dukkham, they get distress. Bhayam, they become fearful. Kshemam, they get prosperity. Karmanaiva abhipadyate, everything because of karma only. 3 times he uses the word karma here. Karmana jayate jantu. Karmanaiva praliyati. They take birth because of karma. They die because of karma. Between birth and death, whatever happiness or distress they are experiencing, that is also because of karma. Everything is karma. Krishna said that. Krishna, who is Krishna? Ishvaraha paramaha Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So Krishna is the supreme cause of all causes, but now Krishna is teaching that karma is the cause of birth, death, and everything that's happening between birth and death. Okay. So, yeah, it is true from one perspective, but it is not the absolute truth. It is a relative truth. It is not incorrect to say that karma is the cause of everything, but it is incomplete to say that. So if we perform bhakti unto Krishna, karmadi nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. If we do bhakti unto Krishna, Krishna can destroy all karma, isn't it? So where is karma in the question of a pure devotee? And Vrajavasis are purest devotees amongst all the devotees of Krishna. Okay. And why? What is the need for Krishna to speak karma mimamsa philosophy to the Vrajavasis? Okay. So here you don't have to take Krishna's words so seriously. So although Krishna speaks so many things in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, here, especially in 10th canto of Bhagavatam, you don't have to underline everything that Krishna speaks. Okay. Sometimes they are jokes. Sometimes they are totally contextual. Scriptures are not textual, they are contextual. Okay. We need to understand the context of the text and take the message of the text in the right spirit. Just like Krishna spoke in the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What did he speak to Arjuna? You remember 10th canto, 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, sloka number 31 to 37. In that, Krishna speaks about sakama karma. Arjuna says, I will not fight. If I fight, I won't be able to enjoy with my relatives, right? I'm fighting to get some property, to enjoy with my relatives, and the relatives die in the battle. Whom will I enjoy with? There is no enjoyment if I fight and even if I become victorious. Then what did Krishna say? Arjuna, if you fight, the results could be twofold. One result could be you will win the war and you will get the kingdom of Hastinapur and you will enjoy the kingdom here. Second is you will die in the war and you will attain Svargaloka and you will enjoy there. So whether you win the war or lose in the war, enjoyment is guaranteed. So you should fight. So is it the ultimate teaching of Bhagavad Gita? So in our children Gita class, when I was speaking this section, some children said, Prabhu, why Krishna is speaking that we have to go to Svargaloka and enjoy? We have to go to Goloka, right? So don't take those words of Krishna seriously. So Krishna is speaking so many things in Bhagavad Gita. As a matter of fact, he's speaking little bit of Sakama Karma also, Nishkama Karma also, Nishkama Karma Yoga also. And he's speaking about Ashtanga Yoga. It's not necessary that we practice Ashtanga Yoga. We have to practice Bhakti Yoga, but Krishna is speaking everything. So similarly, when Krishna said about karma mimamsa philosophy here, we should not take it so seriously here. Okay. So 15th, further description of Krishna. Chinmayi. Imindreneha bhutanam.
Imindreneha bhutanam.
Continue.
Swasvakarmanuvartinam anishenyatha kartum swabhava vihitam rinam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Earlier, Krishna spoke about karma. Now he is speaking about destiny. Okay, fate. This is also like another form of karma. Kimindreneha bhutanam swasvakarmanuvartinam. Everybody is performing some activities and they are supposed to experience the reactions to their actions. What is Indra's role here? It is his duty. In the universal administration, cosmic administration, Indra is given the duty of performing this task of providing rains. Just like in a state government or a national government, there are different ministers. So somebody is finance minister, somebody is a home minister, somebody is education minister, somebody is irrigation minister, somebody is minister of something else. So, or in a company, different people do different jobs, or in an office, different people carry out different responsibilities. Why should you bribe an employee of the government to do his own duty? You do your duty and you get your result. He will do his duty and he will get his salary. Why you have to bribe him? That is Krishna's logic here. So Indra is the appointed administrator. Just like we have so many ministers to run a state, similarly we have so many devatas to run the universe. So Indra is given the charge of the heaven, charge of rains. He is the rain god. There is wind god, Vayudev. There is a deity for creation, that is Brahma. There is a deity for destruction, that is Lord Shiva. There is a fire god, that is Agnidev. There is the Lord of Death. Who is that? Yamaraj. So like the different devatas are performing different activities in the entire universal administrative system, in the universal government, cosmic government. Okay. So why you have to bribe Indra by doing Indra Yajna or Indra Puja? So from one perspective, expressing gratitude is one thing. So government officer will do his job and he will say thank you. There's nothing wrong in it. Okay. So from that perspective, it is bona fide to perform Indra Yajna. But why Krishna is cancelling it here? Because Indra became proud. If the government employee thinks that I am doing this for this person who has put this application, he has to bribe me. He has to treat me like this. Even if I don't like his expression, I will not pass his application further. Okay. So he is attributing so much of importance to him. So why we have to bribe the person to perform his duty? So Krishna noticed, if you remember in the past shlokas we have seen, Krishna is Sarvadarshanaha, he is Sarvatma, he is Bhagavan, he is Sarvagna, he is Abhigna. Means he is aware of everything, isn't it? So he is also aware of what is happening within the mind of Indra, the Lord of heaven, the Lord of rains. Indra became very proud. He's so puffed up. He has a great sense of superiority complex, right? So sometimes even devatas also behave like demons when they are not very attentive in their devotion to God. So overwhelmed with pride, envy, anger, these devatas also oppose Krishna. They even attack Krishna, who is the source of their own strength. Yam brahma varunendra rudra varutah stunvanti divyaistavaihi. Although all the devatas in transcendental praises offer prayers to the Supreme Lord Krishna or Vishnu, sometimes they may even act inimical to the Lord because of their pride, because of being intoxicated by pride. Okay. So being an empowered representative of the Supreme Lord Krishna and a holder of a responsible post in the universal government, Indra possesses a lot of wealth, a lot of power, a lot of influence. But because of the influence of Maya, he identified himself to be independent of Krishna's power. I am the controller, I am the master, I am the proprietor, I am the enjoyer. So he had this kind of pride. So why Krishna doesn't like pride in the hearts of his devotees? Krishna wanted to destroy the pride of Indra. Therefore, Krishna stopped Indra Puja by speaking this karma mimamsa philosophy. What is this Indra doing here? He's doing his duty. Why you have to worship him? Okay, we should not worship him. Okay, so if one becomes attentive in one's worship of Krishna, such an attentive worshipper of Krishna will get all blessings from Krishna. But if one is not attentive in his obedience to God, then powerful Maya influences that person to believe that he is God. Indra is thinking that he is God. Okay, so as a representative of Lord, as a servant of Krishna, he is supposed to serve Krishna and Krishna's eternal associates, the Vrajavasis. But he is thinking that I bless the Vrajavasis, I bless Krishna. Without me showering rains, these Vrajavasis and Krishna will not be able to survive. This is his understanding, right? So how can Krishna tolerate such a rebellious attitude? Krishna, out of his deep compassion and deep kindness, takes up the responsibility to rectify the rebellious attitude of his deviant devotees and bring them back to proper consciousness, right? So when our mind gets distracted, becomes deviated from our devotion to Krishna, from our determination to serve Krishna, Krishna will try to bring them back. Krishna already advised, yato nischalati manas chanchalam asthiram tatastato niyamyaitat atman yeva vasham nayet. Remember this shloka in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Wherever the mind goes away, we just bring it back and focus on my bhakti. Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita, but sometimes when the sadhaka is not doing that, Krishna will do it forcefully. Whenever the mind is just going here and there, or the mind is just running, mind is getting influenced by pride, envy, greed, etc. So Krishna will bring the mind back. Focus on my bhakti. You are my devotee. You are my servant. Understand that. Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. Krishna will remind that to us. So if we don't give reminders to ourselves, or if we don't take reminders from other devotees, Krishna will do that in a hard way. Right? You want Krishna to do it in a strict way, or you yourself want to rectify yourself? Just like so many children are there in a classroom, they are doing some mischief. Okay. So, very good children, they will not do any mischief in the classroom. They will sit in a very disciplined manner. Okay. Sometimes the teacher may appoint a class leader. Okay. And leader is supposed to be, or generally leader is selected depending on how well behaved the student is. So that leader is appointed to monitor the students and report to the teacher whether they're doing nicely or they're doing some kind of naughty activities and unnecessarily speaking, spoiling school's property, etc., etc. Okay. So now, similarly, if we rectify ourselves and are attentive in our devotion, then we are sincere devotees. At least when the leader means senior devotees or other devotees around us, they give us reminders, don't do like this, don't get distracted from bhakti. If we listen to them, then also we are like, fine, okay, devotees. So, but if we don't rectify, if we don't control our own distractions, if we don't even listen to other devotees' feedbacks and advices, then Krishna has to come. The teacher has to come and punish directly, right? Similarly, Krishna has to directly come, intervene into the situation, and then do the needful to bring us back to right consciousness. But one thing is, even if Krishna becomes strict, Krishna is kind towards his devotees. So Krishna's exhibition of this strictness, Krishna's giving punishment to Indra, is an exhibition of his mercy. He is actually being kind towards Indra. That's why he's rectifying this rebellious mentality in Indra. Okay. So now let's move ahead in the pastime. 16th. Hasini.
Yes.
Swabhavatantro hi janah.
Swabhavatantro hi janah.
Swabhavam anuvartate.
Swabhavam anuvartate.
Bhavastham idam sarvam.
Swabhavastam idam sarvam.
Vasuramanusham.
Sadevasuramanusham. Hare Krishna, thank you.
So Swabhava is the nature of a person. So basically Krishna is identifying karma as the cause, Daiva as the cause, Swabhava is the cause. Karma is the fruitive baggage that the living being has. Daiva is the destiny or the fate created by those actions. Then Swabhava is the nature that one has acquired by the association of material nature. So everybody is influenced by their nature. They act according to their natures. It's very strong. So you don't have to specifically worship Indra. So like that, Krishna presents Kamala philosophy, and there is a lot of other shlokas also. I'm not getting into so many details. So then further, Krishna comes to the activities of Vaishyas. 21st shloka. Yes, Kartik, Kamakshi. You can decide. Krishivanijya Goraksha.
Krishivanijya Goraksha Usidam Turya Mujjate Varta Chaturvidha Tatra Vayam Govrittayo Nisham. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Krishi Vanijya Goraksha. What are the activities of Vaishyas? Their cowherd community. Krishi, agriculture. Vanijya, business. Goraksha, cow protection. Now, this cowherd community in Vrindavan is not so much into Vanijya. They are not into business. They are mostly into Goraksha. They do little Krishi also, right? They are not so much into Vanijya. So, Kusidam Turya Muchyate Varta Chaturvidha Tatra Vayam Govrittayonisham. So, we are specifically into Govritti, performing cow protection. So, Krishna is reminding the elders of the cowherd community that we are sustaining based on our cow protection. Our cow protection, our Krishi, is the source of our survival. So you are worshipping Indra so much. Did Indra ever come to see you, my dear father? Did Indra ever give you darshan? Okay. But cows are giving you darshan. Cows are giving you milk. And you are surviving on based on the cow's products. And Govardhan is giving you all the kinds of eatables and pani, yesu, yavasakandara, kanda, mulaihi. Govardhan is offering all that. So why don't you worship Govardhan? Why don't you worship cows? Go Puja and Govardhan Puja we are supposed to do, not Indra Puja. And we are living in forest and mountains. We are cow protectors, forest dwellers, mountain wanderers. So our source of sustenance is in these three things. Forest, Vrindavan forest. Cows, means go, all the cows and bulls and calves. Then mountain. What is the mountain here? That is Govardhan mountain. So let's recite this shloka. Divya Krishna. Nanaha Puro Janapada.
Nanaha Puro Janapada. Nagrama Nagriha Griha Vayam Vanaukasa Tata Nityam Vana Shaila Nivasinaha.
Very good. Nanaha Puro Janapada na grama na grihavayam. See, Nanaha Puro Janapada. Puro Janapada is, we are not living in great cities. Okay. So Janapada are developed cities. Great cities like Mumbai, Kolkata, what else? Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore. There are big cities. There are small villages like Galtare, where we are staying here. Govardhan village is there in Galtare. So there are some smaller villages. So we are not living in big cities, Janapada. Okay, and Krishna further says, na gramaha, even not even in villages. So our home is not in cities or towns or villages. Puro Janapada Grama na Grihavayam. We don't even live in houses also. We are Vanaukasaha. Of course, you can say that the Vrajavasis are living in villages in one sense, but actually these are not like normal villages. So this Vrindavan is a like forest area, mountain area, where Govardhan is there, river is there. So Krishna is identifying himself and all the Vrajavasis as dwellers of vanas, forests. It's not even village, it's a forest, it's Vrindavan. It's not Vrindagrama, it is Vrindavanam or Vrindaranyam. We always say Vrindavan or Vrindaranyam, right? Aranya is forest, Vana is forest. So we are forest dwellers. We are mountain wanderers. Tata Nityam Vana Shaila Nivasinaha. Shaila means mountain. Vana means forest. Nivasinaha means we are dwellers. We are residing here. So we live in forest, we live in mountains, we are dependent on cows. So Krishna first established the identity of the Vrajavasi community. Okay, they are dependent on cows, forests, and mountains. So Vrindavan, Govardhan, cows. Okay. So therefore, Krishna is bringing out some conclusion here. 25th shloka. Chinmayi. Tasmad gavam brahmananam.
Tasmad gavam brahmananam adhishtarabhyatam maka saindrayaga sambharas tairayam sadhyatam maka. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Tasma, therefore. Therefore word is used to conclude some discussion. Krishna spoke so many things so far. In last 45 minutes we were discussing. And finally Krishna is concluding. Tasma, therefore. Gavam Brahmananam. Where did Brahmanas come into picture now? They are mountain dwellers or forest wanderers. But in that forest area, in that mountain area, there are some Brahmanas who are constantly guiding the Vrajavasis. When Krishna appears in Vrindavan, all the Brahmanas would come and do the necessary rituals to conduct the birth ceremony of Krishna. So whenever some demons attack Krishna, all these Brahmanas come, they chant some mantras, they chant some kavachams, prayers for the protection of Krishna. So they constantly guide Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamata and all the Vrajavasis in doing certain rituals and pujas and homas and vratas for the protection of the entire cowherd community. So we should always be grateful to Brahmanas. So Brahmanas guide Vaishyas also, Brahmanas guide Kshatriyas also. It's not that Brahmanas live only in cities to guide the kings. They can live in simple forests to guide the cowherd communities also. So we have to worship Brahmanas and Adri. Adri refers to Govardhanadri, Govardhanachala, Govardhanagiri, that is Govardhan mountain. Fine. So let us worship Gavam, cows, Brahmanana, Brahmanas, Adri, Govardhan mountain. So we should conduct a smakha, sacrifice for the worship of all of them. Na Indra Yajna Sambharaha, ya Indra Yajna Sambharaha. Whatever paraphernalia you have collected for Indra Yajna, use that only for this worship of cows and Brahmanas and Govardhan. So Krishna is not even giving them an option. Actually, Ananda Maharaj even said, okay Krishna, if you want us to worship Govardhan mountain and cows and Brahmanas, definitely we will do that. In a different context, at a different time. But now let this Indra Puja continue. So let us worship Indra. But Krishna said, no, we should cancel Indra Puja and do Govardhan Puja. When? This year? No, every year. Forever you should cancel. Whenever a devotee is overwhelmed with pride, he's intoxicated and puffed up with his wealth, Krishna wouldn't spare such a devotee. He said, you cancel Indra Puja permanently. Even after 4,000 years also, we don't do Indra Puja after Diwali day. We do only Govardhan Puja. Okay. So Krishna said, you stop it right now. Then, like that, there are so many shlokas. And now Krishna started giving directions how to perform this Govardhan Puja. Yashoda? Pachyantam vividhaha pakaha.
Pachyantam vivida paka.
Supantaha payasadayaha.
Supanta payasadayaha.
Yava pupa shashkulyaham.
Samyava pupa shashkulya.
Sarva dohascha grihyatam.
Sarvadohascha grihyatam.
So, pachyantam vividhaha pakaha. You start cooking. You should cook so many items, right? Supantaha payasadayaha. Payasam, like kheer, sweet rice, kheer made of multiple ingredients also. Okay. So you should cook so many items and feed Giriraj. And samyava pupa shashkulyaha sarva doha cha grihyatam. So you should also feed this milk products to everyone who has attended the sacrifice. So make bhoga. And Vrajavasis are neither interested in Indra Puja nor Karma Mimamsa philosophy. So basically, Krishna wanted them to worship Govardhan. Vrajavasis just agreed to that. Okay. So now it's not that Vrajavasis are convinced of Krishna's Karma Mimamsa philosophy and then accepted Govardhan Puja. So it's not about logic, it's more about emotion. It is the emotional love that they have, it's the feelings that they have for Krishna, it's the affection that they have for Krishna that made them agree to his proposal, and not exactly that they're logically convinced of what Krishna is trying to say. Okay. So the simple-hearted Brajavasis happily agreed to perform Govardhan Puja. Okay. So for pure devotees like Brajavasis, the pleasure of Krishna is above all other priorities. Fine. So they agreed. So let us give up this traditional worship of Indra and let us begin to worship Govardhan. So then, how did they worship? Let's summarize this part of the chapter. So these Brajavasis circumambulated Govardhan according to Krishna's directions. So the Brajavasis made kunds of dal, made mountains of rice, they made stacks of chapatis. So there were some rice items, there were some wheat items, there were sweets, there were salty items, there were so many milk products. So like that, entire Govardhan area is filled with hundreds and thousands and millions of food items, right? So opulent worship. And they kept cows in front. And they can't worship every single cow. Although Krishna suggested Go Puja, it's not practical to worship every single cow. So they selected one particular cow as a representative of all the cows and they did Go Puja. Okay. And they did Go Pradakshina. They circumambulated that cow and they did Aarti to that cow and they dressed that cow in some very soft silken clothes and golden and silver ornaments and decorated the cow's horns, right, in various ways. And they started circumambulating Govardhan. So while they were doing Govardhana Parikrama, they were singing the glories of Krishna. They were composing beautiful songs that praised Krishna's wonderful qualities and activities that he has done so far. So who killed Putana? It is Krishna who has killed Putana. Who killed Shakatasur? It's Krishna who has killed Shakatasur. So like that, one gopi sings by asking a question. Another gopi also answers that question in the form of singing. So like that, this entire Govardhan Parikrama is filled with discussions of Harikatha. So recently we did Govardhan Parikrama at original Vrindavan. So while going around Govardhan, we were discussing the meaning of Gopi Gita. Okay. So one of our devotees were singing and others were following, and then we were discussing the meaning of these verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. So like body is engaged in doing some service to Krishna. Words are engaged in glorifying Krishna. Mind is busy thinking of Krishna. This is the perfect example of Krishna consciousness. The Vrajavasis, they did so much of hard work to make so many bhoga items for the pleasure of Giriraj. And now they're circumambulating Govardhan while thinking of Krishna and discussing Krishna's pastimes, right, in the form of songs. And all the children, elders, cows and calves and the monkeys and the dogs and cats and peacocks, pigeons, parrots in Vrindavan are so happy. And they all felt that there was no better celebration in Vrindavan more than this Govardhan Puja. This is the best festival that we ever had. Every single gopi and gopa were convinced of this fact. And they were all thanking Krishna, appreciating Krishna within and outside, verbally also, for inaugurating this Govardhan Puja. Okay, so Krishna inaugurated Govardhan Puja, and everyone happily participated in Govardhan Puja. They were going around. So then Krishna manifested himself on top of Govardhan mountain. This is another special Leela that Krishna is doing now. 35. Divya Krishna, you can decide. Krishnastvanyatamam rupam.
Krishnastvan anyatanam rupam.
Gopavishrambanam gataha.
Gopavishrambanam gataha.
Shailosmiti bhruvan bhuri.
Shailosmiti bhruvan bhuri.
Balim adad brihadvapuhu.
Balim adad brihadvapuhu.
Krishnastu anyatamam rupam. So Krishnastu anyatamam rupam. Krishna has manifested in another form. As of now, Krishna is just a 7-year-old cowhead boy with a peacock feather on his top, on his head, and happily smiling and then playing with other gopas. He's like one of the boys there, right? He's presenting himself like that. But Krishna also manifested himself in a gigantic form as the mountain god, he manifested on top of Govardhan mountain, Anyatamam Rupam, Gopa Vishrambhanam Gataha. All the Gopas became so reverential towards Govardhan, so respectful towards Govardhan. To generate faith, Gopa Vishrambhanam Gataha. To generate faith in the hearts of all the Gopas and the Gopis, Krishna manifested a different form, Anyatamam Rupam, where Shailo on top of Govardhan mountain, Asmiti Bravan Bhuri, it's a Bhuri, big form, Balim Adad Brahadvapuhu, and he said, announced, give all your offerings to me. Right? So Krishna said, declare, get more and more offerings for me. All the Gopis and Gopas became very happy. They were saying that we have been worshipping Indra since ages, since decades, since centuries. Indra never came in front of us to give his darshan. But first time we have worshipped Govardhan mountain and Govardhan in this beautiful form, unprecedented four-handed bluish form on top of the mountain. He is displaying his beautiful form and also speaking to us. And the Lord, Krishna as a mountain god, even told that you should make all offerings to me and should also offer prayers to me. And Giriraj Govardhan, when he said like this, Nanda Maharaj offered a prayer to Giriraj Govardhan. Please keep Krishna happy in all circumstances. What Brajavasis desire is Krishna's happiness, nothing more. Okay, they don't have any other desire. So Nanda Maharaj just said, please keep Krishna and Balram happy in all circumstances. 36th shloka. Hasini? Yes, Tasmai namo vraja janaihi.
Tasmai namo vraja janaihi.
Sahachakratmanatmane.
Sahachakratmanatmane.
Aho pashyata sailoso.
Aho pashyata sailoso.
No nugraham yadhat.
Rupo no nugraham detat. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Namo vrajajanaihi. So Krishna in this way showed his form as the mountain god on top of Govardhan mountain, and as Krishna, 7-year-old child, he offered dandavats to Govardhan. Okay, there also there is Krishna, here also there is Krishna. In the hearts of all the Brajavasis there is Krishna. Krishna is everywhere. Okay, he is Swarat, he is Abhigna, he is everything. So here the Brajavasis have taken a significant risk by stopping Indra Puja. So stopping Indra Puja, which is traditionally coming since ages, is a big risk that they have taken. So Krishna wanted to convince that they have not taken big risk. Right? So somewhere in some corner of the Brajavasis, there may be some little doubt that maybe Indra will become angry, or maybe we have committed an offense towards Indra by stopping Indra Puja and starting this new mountain worship. They may think like that. So Krishna felt so, and he manifested himself as Govardhan, Giriraj, mountain god on top of the mountain. So then stopping Indra Puja is the right thing that we have ever done. This is the best decision that we have taken in Vrindavan. So everybody was convinced. Okay. So then Aho Pashyata Shailoso Rupi Anugraham Yadhar, to show some special mercy on the Brajavasis, Krishna himself said, just see how the hill has appeared in person and bestowed mercy upon us. So Krishna is personally declaring. Krishna is personally declaring to the Brajavasis explicitly, verbally, that see, this is mountain god whom we have worshipped. He is showing some mercy upon you. So Acharyas say here that Krishna simultaneously was in the form of a child and also led Brajavasis in bowing down in front of Govardhan hill, and also he is there as Govardhan mountain god also on top. Okay, so this is how Krishna gave his special mercy. Next shloka, Chinmay. Yesho vajanato martyan.
Yesho vajanato martyan kamarupi vanaukasha hanti hyasmai namashyamah sharmane atmano gavam. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Sharmane atmano gavan. So here Nanda Maharaj is offering prayers for Krishna's safety. So this Govardhan hill, Krishna is continuing to say, this Govardhan hill, Kamarupi Vanaukasaha. Kamarupi means one who has the ability to manifest in any form that they like. Some devatas are also Kamarupis. Means if they want to become like a horse, they can become horse. Okay. So mountain god, Govardhan also is Kamarupi. Means if he wants to appear in the form of a human being with hands and legs, he can do that. If he wants to just be like a nice mountain, he can do that also. Okay. So like that, they are Kamarupis. So Govardhan hill can assume any form that he wishes, and he can he will kill any residents of the forest who neglect him. Therefore, let us pay our obeisances to Govardhan mountain and offer respects. And Nanda Maharaj prayed for Krishna's safety, as we have already discussed it. So this completes Govardhan Puja. All the Vrajavasis became so happy, and they went back to their homes, thanking Krishna, appreciating Krishna. Then comes the next episode where Indra creates a devastating rainfall in Vrindavan. Okay, so this is a very painful scene in one sense, but actually it's a very pleasurable scene. So the effects of the rain that Indra has created in Vrindavan created more havoc than any demon had created so far. Aghasur created a lot of turmoil. Putana created. Vatsasur created. Who is a Trinavarta has created. Whirlwind. Half an hour, one muhurta. For 48 minutes, all the Vrajavasis could not see each other also. Right? So, like that, so many demons have created a lot of disturbance in Vrindavan. But no demon could create that much disturbance that Indra could create. So what is the lesson here? Definitely an outside party may disturb us. But when an insider is not in proper consciousness, that will disturb the community of devotees more than an outsider can do. Okay, the enemies are inside more than outside. So, like, okay, let's move. Let's also go deep into what Indra said and all. So let me not devastating rainfall in Vrindavan. So 25th chapter, first shloka. So who will start this chapter? Kartik, you want to start? Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Shri Shuka Uvacha. Indras tadatmana pujam vigyaya vihatam nripa gobebhya Krishna nathebhyo nandadibhyascha kopaha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Every single Vrajavas, every single living being in the universe in one sense, everybody was happy with Govardhan Puja. So their hearts were completely satisfied. Everybody was happy except one person, that is Indra. So Sukadeva Goswami begins with the unhappy mood of Indra in the 25th chapter. Okay. So in the Garga Samhita, there is this beautiful shloka that comes. Sri Krishna Chandrasya Param Charitram Girindra Rajasya Mahotsavam Cha Vayata Vagre Kathitam Vichitram Drinam Mahapapaharam Pavitram Sri Krishna Chandrasya Param Charitram. So that moonlight god Krishna Chandra's charitra is very pavitra. Its charitra means his pastimes are very pure, pavitram, very purifying. Sri Krishna Chandrasya Param Pavitram Girindra Rajasya Mahotsavam Cha, especially the Mahotsava of Girindra Raja. Who is Girindra Raja? Govardhan. The special celebration where Krishna inaugurated Govardhan Puja is very memorable, very sweet. One who discusses this Govardhan Lila of Krishna can destroy all the inauspiciousness in one's life. Okay, this is one of the most enchanting pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. Okay, so now actually Govardhan Puja is certainly most memorable festival in Vrindavan, but it's not as memorable as the festival that is going to come up now. When Krishna lifts Govardhan mountain, All the Brajavasis come under Govardhan. Till now, the Brajavasis were around Govardhan, worshipping Govardhan, circumambulating Govardhan, praising Govardhan, seeing Govardhan. But when the Brajavasis go under Govardhan, seeing Krishna, that's the best festival. Okay, that festival somehow we cannot celebrate. Okay, we can celebrate that also in our hearts. But we celebrate Govardhan Puja more than going under Govardhan, because Indra is not showering rain now like that, and Krishna is not lifting now. But for those who are in right consciousness, they can witness that pastime and relish that pastime through discussions. So that pastime we will discuss next Sunday, next Saturday. So that's 10x or 100x more pleasurable and more sweet than even this Govardhan Puja pastime. So now let's spend the rest of our time discussing Indra's response to Govardhan Puja. Indras tadatmanaha pujam vignaya vihatam nripa. Indra could understand that these Vrajavasis have ignored him as his master, as their master. Gopebhyah Krishnanatebhyo. These people, these Gopas, have accepted Krishna as their Natha. Nanda Divyasya Kopaha. He became extremely angry with Nanda Maharaj and all. Right? So why Indra is overreacting here? Because he is hungry for honor. Okay. When somebody is so hungry for honor, they not only become disappointed when they don't receive honor, they even want to destroy those people who do not honor them. Right? So here Indra, being the Devata, being the king of Devata, is behaving like a Asura here, because his sense of false prestige is disturbed. So basically, world is a mirror of our own consciousness. When we are proud, we see pride in others. Because Indra is proud, he is thinking that the Gopas have become very proud. Okay. So Indra became extremely angry because he did not receive the honor that he expected from them. Second shloka. Chinmayi. Ganam samvartakam nama.
Ganam samvartakam nama.
Meghanam chantakarinam.
Meghanam chantakarinam.
Indraha prachodayat kruddho.
Indraha prachodayat kruddho.
Vakyam chahe shamanyuta.
Vakyam chahe shamanyuta. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna. So Indra called for Samvartaka clouds. Ganam Samvartakam Nama. So there are a set of clouds called Samvartaka clouds, which are generally employed at the time of universal devastation. Okay. So he called them Meghanam cha Antakarinam. Antakarinam means they can create Anta. They can create destruction, end of everything. Indra prachodayat kruddho vakyam chaha ishaman yuta. I'll discuss next two lines little later. The point is, Indra, why is he calling them? It's a small thing. They did not worship him. He can become upset. Okay. He should not become upset ideally, because our philosophy is Trinadapi su nichena taro rapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya hasada harihi. So amanina manadena means we should not expect respect from others, and we should offer respect to everyone. Indra is expecting respect. He is not just expecting respect, he is trying to destroy people who did not respect him. Okay. So he thought that I am entitled for this worship. This sense of entitlement is there in an immature sadhaka. Like, I have been practicing bhakti for such a long time. I deserve this treatment. I deserve this attention. I deserve this respect. I deserve this privilege. I deserve this position, name, fame, prestige, facility, etc. Sometimes as devotees, we may tend to aspire or desire so many things, external things. But a genuine devotee is one who takes pleasure in serving Krishna, serving Vaishnavas. He doesn't take pleasure in the appreciation or recognition or the remuneration that one gets by that service. To get an opportunity to render service to devotees itself is a great fortune. Not that I do this seva and I get this at the end. No. So we are supposed to be looking forward for participation in Krishna's service, not recognition for Krishna's service, not remuneration for Krishna's service. Right? I have done so much seva. Can't you do this to me? No. Like you have been given that seva, that itself is the privilege. Okay. So Indra became very insecure. What will happen to me? People are not valuing me. They stopped worship of me. Suddenly they stopped worship. Now Vrajavasis, some village dwellers and forest dwellers stopped worshipping me. Tomorrow city people will stop worshiping me. Later entire earth planet will abandon my worship. What is the use of my being in this position as king of heaven? So Indra became very insecure. Okay, that insecurity is a product of immaturity. A mature person understands that Krishna is in control and I am under the control of Krishna, and whatever I deserve, Krishna will sanction for me. And my desire must be just to render service to Krishna to the best of my ability, to the best of my God-given intelligence and resources and facilities. I should just serve Krishna. Be happy with that. Be happy with that opportunity to render service to Krishna. So, but that's what mature people think. But out of immaturity, people expect honor. People expect position, name, fame, prestige, remuneration, worship, recognition, right? My name should be spoken. I should be visible. Okay. So we should serve in such a way that Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, we should render service to Krishna in such a way that Krishna becomes eager to see us. But the modern mentality is to make oneself visible more. Okay. So then doing service in such a way that Krishna likes to see us. Okay. Anyways, Indra became very hungry for honor, and mature people are not insecure. Because Indra is immature in his bhakti, he became insecure when Vrajavasis stopped his worship. So now this is the main line. Indraha prachodayat kruddho. He called all the Samvartaka clouds out of kruddha, out of great fear, not fear, anger. And vakyam cha aha ishamani uta. See, vakyam, he started speaking them. Ishamani uta. You can divide the sandhi. So here is Ishamani. Ishamani means considering oneself as Isha. I am the Isha. I am the controller. I am the master. Okay. So now this Ishamana is basically a sense of false ego. When my power is not acknowledged, I will prove myself. So these people did not worship me. They ignored my worship. I will prove how powerful I am. So Acharyas are saying that Indra arrogantly considered himself to be the Lord. Isha Mani. I am Isha. Okay. And he exhibited a typical attitude of conditioned soul. And this Isha Mani syndrome, this disease of false ego, is that which keeps us in this material world for years, decades, centuries, yugas, lifetimes together. So a conditioned soul stays in the material world because of this Ishamani syndrome, because of this false ego of considering oneself to be the Lord, proprietor, master, controller, and enjoyer. Right? So, like Indra is not ignorant. He's arrogant here. Right? Indra is not doing this out of ignorance, out of arrogance he's doing that. When somebody is arrogant, then the knowledge of that person is covered by that arrogance. So a person starts feeling insecure. So knowledge is there. Indra knows. Indra has performed 100 sacrifices. The position of Indra as the king of heaven is not an ordinary position. No ordinary soul can sit there. Because Indra attained the position of Indra, he is really a special person. He is the best of all devatas, right? Of course, Brahma and Shiva are much, much above than all these other lower devatas. But amongst these people in the heavens, Indra is the best. But Because of false ego, that knowledge is covered. An arrogant person is not ignorant person. An arrogant person is a person whose knowledge is covered by that arrogance. And once that layer of arrogance is removed, knowledge manifests again, then he'll come back to normal consciousness. That we'll discuss a little later. Okay. So we'll go to the next sloka, third sloka. Divya Krishna. Aho Srimada Mahatmyam.
Aho Shrimad Mahatmyam
Gopanam Kanakaukasam.
Gopanam Kanakaukasam
Martyam Upashritya.
Krishna Martyam Upashritya
Yechikrur Deva Helanam.
Yechakur Deva Helanam.
Aho Srimada Mahatmyam. Sri is wealth. Mada is intoxication. Mahatmyam. See the extent of the intoxication of wealth. Because this cowhead community in Vrindavan is feeling a sense of self-sufficiency. They are very proud of their property, their wealth as cowheads. So, Gopanam Kanakaukasam, these forest dwellers, he's just insulting them. Indra is insulting them. These forest dwellers are so proud of their wealth, their prosperity. Krishnam Martyam Upashritya, they have taken shelter of a Martya, an ordinary human being. See how arrogant Indra has become. He is considering Krishna as a Martya, someone who is destined to die. He is the one who often goes to Kshetrasagar and offer prayers to the Lord. Oh Lord, please come and protect me. The Asuras are attacking me. Okay. And here he is considering the Supreme Lord, his worshipable master, by whose power and blessings he is in that position. He is considering that master as Martyam. Ye Chakrur Deva Helanam, and these people are doing Deva Helana. They are insulting the Devatas. Actually, he is insulting Krishna and the Vrajavasis, and he is thinking that Krishna has insulted, Vrajavasis have insulted him. Okay. So he called these people Samvartaka clouds, and he also called 7 winds of destruction. Because clouds shower rains by the influence of winds. So he called the clouds also, he called the winds also. It's a disproportionate reaction. Just like Ashwatthama released a Brahmastra to protect himself. You know that story in the first canto of Bhagavatam. Ashwatthama killed the 5 sons of Draupadi. And Krishna and Arjuna started chasing Ashwatthama. And Ashwatthama did not know what to do. He has seen the power of Krishna and Arjuna. So he released the Brahmastra to protect himself. So what is the context there? Should he release Brahmastra at that moment? So people will just lose their even basic common sense also. For a small thing, they respond or they react so violently. Small thing, but the reaction is super violent. One becomes extremely emotional, extremely angry, very egoistic. Just like Parikshit Maharaj kept a dead snake around Shamik Rishi's neck. And Shamik Rishi's son Shringi cursed Parikshit, let him die in 7 days. And here is Indra doing something similar. Indra is saying that they have not worshipped me, let us destroy entire village. Let them become homeless. They are very proud of their prosperity, they should become homeless. Okay. But Krishna will create a new home for them. Let's discuss that. 4th sloka. Chinmayi. Yatha dridhaihi karma mayaihi.
Yatha dridhaihi karma mayaihi.
Kratubhir nama nau nabhaihi.
Kratubhir nama nau nabhaihi.
Yam anvikshit kim hitva.
Vidyaman vikshikim hitva.
Titirshanti bhavarnavam.
Titirshanti bhavarnavam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
So, this Indra is thinking that he is the Lord and he is insulting Krishna by considering Krishna as an insignificant Martya. And he also gives some examples. So taking shelter of Krishna is just like a foolish attempt. The Vrajavasis have taken shelter of Krishna, right? It's like a foolish attempt. It's like abandoning gnana or spiritual knowledge and trying to cross over the material ocean by ritualistic sacrifices. So he is giving this example also. If one takes shelter of the boat of transcendental knowledge, one can easily cross the material ocean. But if one just takes shelter of some materialistic rituals, one cannot cross material ocean. So now Indra is considering Vrajavasi's attempt to take shelter of Krishna as taking shelter of ordinary rituals. Okay, and worshipping Indra as taking shelter of transcendental knowledge. Okay, so that is, to that degree he was affected. Next, 5th sloka. These are the different ways in which he tried to insult Krishna. Yashoda. Vachalam balisham stabdham.
Vachalam balisham stabdham.
Agnam panditam aninam.
Agnam panditamaninam.
Nammartyamupashritya.
Krishnam matyam upashritya.
Gopa me chakrurapriyam.
Gopa me chakrurapriyam.
Vachalam. Krishna is talkative. One who talks too much is called Vachalam. Balisham. Krishna is child. Like child here, the word child is used not to display some affection. Oh, he's a child. Out of affection, one may say like that. But he say he is a child means he is very ignorant. He is not very experienced. That's the sense in which Indra used this word Balisham. Balisham Stabdham is very arrogant and disrespectful. Actually, Indra is disrespectful. Agnam, he is ignorant. He is calling Krishna ignorant. Then Panditamaninam, he is thinking himself to be a great Pandit. Krishnam Matyam Upashritya. And again he is saying that Krishna is a Martya, is an ordinary human being, taking shelter of this ordinary human Krishna. Gopame Chakrurapriyam, they have done a lot of injustice to me. They have not worshipped me. But actually, Acharyas give different interpretations to these words that he has used, Indra has used. For example, you take the word Balisham. Balisham means a child. Indra used the word Balisha to indicate Krishna in a mode of insulting him. But actually, Balisham indicates that a child is free from any pretension. A child is pure at heart. A child does not have any malice in the heart, especially very small children. They can't contemplate harm for anyone else. So, the Balisham word indicates purity of Krishna. Okay. Second point is Stabdham. Stabdham is like literal meaning is arrogant, disrespectful. Okay. But Stabdham has a positive meaning also. He bows down to no one because no one for him, because he need not bow down to anyone. Okay. Because he is above everyone. He is superior to everyone. He need not bow down or bend his head in front of anyone. That's the point. Agnam. Agnam means ignorant. But there is another meaning for Agnam also. Agnam means nothing is unknown to him. Agnam. Nothing is a secret to him. He knows everything. Okay. So like that, all the negative comments that Indra has made against Krishna can be seen in a positive light. Okay. So further, Indra has created a devastating rainfall in Vrindavan. So we will not see all the shlokas. I'll just summarize the pastime in a few minutes, and we'll continue also more details in the next episode. But I'll just I will just describe the effect of Indra's devastating rainfall in Vrindavan. When Indra started pouring down pillar thick droplets of water. The droplets of water are coming from the top of Vrindavan. Each droplet is like a big elephant. Huge elephant is falling down. Okay, have you ever seen a water drop which is as big as an elephant? Have you ever seen like water just falling as thick as a pillar? So he has created devastating rainfall in this way. So many clouds appeared in the sky. Some are black in color, some are yellow in color, some are red, some are pink, some were gray in color, some are blue in color. Multicolor clouds appeared, assisted by 7 types of winds of destruction. Okay, so clouds were walking like big elephants walking side by side, colorful elephants. Just imagine a scene where there are some 1,000 elephants. Each elephant is painted in different color: white, blue, red, green, gray, yellow. So all of them are just walking like this. Okay, so raindrops are like elephants, as I said, and along with thunderbolts are falling like elephant trunks. Okay, so or elephant tooth, they're just falling like that. So, and droplets are also resembling big mountain peaks, and millions of rocks fell from top. So Indra created that devastating rainfall in Vrindavan in this way. And it's a very grave situation. Within no time, Vrindavan is kind of inundated with so much of water in one sense, right? So it seems that ocean has overtaken the sky. Ocean is there on the earthly plane. Sky, there is cloud, ether there. But if ocean goes on top of sky, ocean goes above the sky, how does it look like? So Indra's rain is looking like that. Ocean is above or below. But Vrajavasis saw ocean below also and above also. So he created such a devastating rainfall. And later, we see that the Vrajavasis were very much tormented by the rain created by Indra, especially the cows. So 11th sloka will recite. Govindam Sharanam Yayu, Gopa Gopyascha Sitartha Govindam Sharanam Yayu. In all circumstances, all the Gopas and the Gopis would take shelter of Krishna. Sita Artha, they are very much affected by the cold, wind, rain. There is wetness everywhere. There is wind everywhere. And they are also feeling very cold. They are very much shivering. Cows are also shivering. And cows have given shelter to their calves underneath their neck. So there is a long flesh that is hanging under the neck of cows, and all the calves just went under, and some cows started fainting, bulls started fainting. How can Krishna tolerate any offense done to the cows? So these are the, I'm just going to that sloka, just a minute. This one. See, Gopa Gopyascha Sitartha Govindam Sharanam Yayuhu. So Govinda is one who is protector of cows, and who gives pleasure to the cows. Krishna is known as a pleasure giver to cows. How can he see the pain of cows? He cannot see pain of cows. So, you know, there are 3 types of kleshas: Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika kleshas. Okay, 3 types of kleshas are there. So Adhyatmika means the miseries caused by one's own body and mind. They are 0 in Vrindavan. Adi Daivika kleshas and Adi Bhautika kleshas are so many. Okay. Miseries caused by other living entities, miseries caused by supernatural powers or the devatas. There are so many. Okay. So Krishna can protect them from the miseries caused by devatas, miseries caused by natural calamities and other demons. But Krishna did not protect them from their adhyatmika kleshas, because their consciousness is totally fixed upon Krishna. So there is torrential rain that resemble like long hanging roots. You see, there is banyan tree, big banyan tree, so many roots keep hanging right from top. Like that, the sky appeared like a huge, gigantic banyan tree, and all these rains are just hanging like roots of that banyan tree. Okay, so many such comparisons are given. So some cows even gave up their lives, and some cows fell down with their calves. Some calves were entering under the bodies of their mothers. Some calves were separated from their mother cows. Okay. So all of them somehow or the other managed to come to Vrindavan, come to Nanda Bhavan to take shelter of Krishna. Okay. So they were all standing like statues. So at this moment, we will recite the 13th sloka and conclude. Divya Krishna, Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga
Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga
Vannatham Gokulam Prabho
Annatha Gokulam Prabho
Ratumarhasi Devannah
Ratumarasi Devannah
Tad Bhakta Vatsalam.
Kukupitat Bhakta Vatsalaha.
Very important shloka with which we will conclude for today. Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga. Oh Krishna, Mahabhaga, you are extremely fortunate. Tvan Natham, you are our Natha, you are our master. Gokulam Prabho, you are the master of entire Gokul. Tratumarhasi, please protect us. Devannaha, from whom? From Devatas. So we have seen so many prayers in Bhagavatam and other scriptures where some devotees are going to the Lord and saying, oh, please protect me from these demons. Please protect me from these asuras. But here Vrajavasis are saying, please protect me from these Devatas. Right? So generally asuras are known to cause trouble to people, but here Devatas are causing trouble to people. Tratumarhasi Devannaha, please protect us from this Devata Indra. They would understand. Indra is a lot of rains. We stopped his worship. So he is creating this devastating rain, unnecessary, unseasonal rain. Kupitat Bhaktavatsala. Kupitat, he became very angry. Indra, Bhaktavatsala. Krishna, you are Bhaktavatsala. You are very affectionate towards your devotees. Please come and protect us. So Krishna is the only protector. Actually, the pain that is experienced by the cowhead community here is not exactly pain. It is just an uddipan. It's just a pre-preparation for the pleasure that they're going to experience now. So how can a devata named Indra, how can a normal devata cause so much of torture to the Vrajavasis, who are the eternal associates, eternal companions of Krishna? It's impossible. So Indra had no ability to torment the Vrajavasis in this way. Just like Putana had no ability to bewilder Vrajavasis. When Putana came in the form of a beautiful woman with motherly affection, not a single Vrajavasi doubted Putana's intentions. They never expected that Putana could kill babies. They never expected like that. Everyone trusted, including Mother Yashoda, including Mother Rohini. When Putana is entering into the inner chambers of Nandamara's house and then picking up Krishna, who is hardly 3 days old at that time, and giving milk to Krishna also, mothers did not object. An infant baby, how can you allow a stranger to enter your house? How can you allow a stranger to touch the infant baby? How can you allow a stranger to even feed that infant baby? It's impossible. So what made the Vrajavasis get bewildered like this? It's not Putana's Maya. It is Krishna's Leela Shakti. It is Yoga Maya. So it is Yoga Maya. It is by the influence of Krishna's Leela Shakti or pastime potency that the Vrajavasis are bewildered by Putana in that pastime and are getting tormented by Indra's reign in this pastime. So the pain that is experienced by the Vrajavasis here is not the pain that is caused by Indra. It is the pain that is created by Leela Shakti so that they can experience great spiritual bliss in few moments. It's like hunger is created. So much hunger is created so that you can relish the prasad. You can taste the prasad. You can devour the prasad. Right? When there's too much hunger, then you can eat well. When there is no hunger, you can't eat well. Similarly, when the pain experienced with the Vrajavasis is described in such a graphical manner, we can relish the pleasure that they experience when Krishna lifts Govardhan. Okay, so it's all arrangement of Leela Shakti. Now, no death has happened in Vrindavan, by the way. No cows died. Although it is mentioned like this, actually nothing happened in Vrindavan. Not a blade of grass moved in Vrindavan. Okay, not a speck of dust got disturbed in Vrindavan because of Indra's reign. Okay, so Krishna, when he is personally present as the protector of Vrajavasis, who can cause any pain to them? So they are experiencing pain. They are eating mirchi now so that they can relish rasmalai later. Okay, So when you eat rasgulla and then immediately take rasmalai, you may not relish it better. But if you eat a mirchi and then you are having tears in your eyes, then you eat rasmalai, you can relish it better, right? So similarly, the pain or the tribulation in Vrindavan and the spiritual ecstasies that happen in Vrindavan, both are ultimately bliss only. Both are ultimately ecstasies only. Okay, it's not pain. It looks like pain. It's not pain. It is just an uddipan so that the pleasure is enhanced more. Okay, it's like that. So Krishna is there as a protector. Krishna rakshatu no jagatraya guru Krishnam namadhvam sada. Krishne nakhila shatravo vinihita Krishnaya tasmai namah. Krishna deva samuthitam jagatidam Krishnasya dasosmyaham. Krishne tishtati vishvametadakhilam. Hey Krishna rakshasvamam. So it is Krishna who is the ultimate protector of all his devotees. Krishna rakshatu no jagatraya guru. Only Krishna can protect us. He is Jagatraya Guru. He is the master of all three worlds. He is the teacher of all three worlds. Krishnam namadhvam sada. Let us always offer obeisances to Krishna only. Okay. Krishne nakhila shatravo vinihita. Krishna yatasmai namah. It is only Krishna who can destroy all our shatrus, all our enemies. Okay, the enemy can be a Devata or an Indra here in this current context. Krishna deva samuthitam jagadidam Krishnasya dasosmyaham. It is Krishna who is the source of the entire universe, and when the universe is destroyed, the universe goes back into Krishna's body. So he is the creator, he is the maintainer, he is the destroyer, and he is everything. He is our master, he is the protector, he is the maintainer. So all the Vrajavasis are teaching us how to take shelter of Krishna in all circumstances, how to be completely dependent on Krishna in all circumstances, and how Krishna protects the Vrajavasis, and how Krishna teaches a lesson to Indra, and how Krishna enjoys the company of his dear devotees under Govardhan is a very, very beautiful episode in all Krishna's pastimes that we will discuss next Saturday. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I wish you a happy Deepavali to all of you. And happy Govardhan Puja also. We will discuss more details of Govardhan Lila and Govardhan Vasa Prarthana Dashakam next weekend. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anyone has any comments or questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we can conclude here. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.